You've probably noticed it. The surgeon who chain smokes, the relationship therapist who can't keep a marriage together, the financial advisor drowning in personal debt. Intelligence doesn't protect us from stupidity. In fact, it often amplifies it. Picture this moment. You're watching someone brilliant, someone whose expertise you respect, make a decision so obviously flawed that you feel embarrassed for them. But here's the twist. You've been that person too. We all have. That moment when your intelligence became your blindness. Most people think smart decisions come from smart people, but psychology reveals something darker. The brighter the mind, the more sophisticated the self-deception. Your intelligence doesn't just fail to protect you from bad choices. It actively conspires against you. This is called the intelligence trap. And it's not what you think. Intelligence creates overconfidence. When you're used to being right, you stop questioning whether you might be wrong. Your brain starts treating assumptions like facts. Every success reinforces the illusion that your judgment is flawless. But judgment isn't intelligence. They're completely different systems. Here's what happens inside your mind. You have two thinking modes. System 1 is fast, emotional, instinctive. System 2 is slow, logical, deliberate. Most people assume intelligent people use System 2 more often. They don't. They just use System 1 with more complex rationalizations. Think about the 2008 financial crisis. The smartest economists in the world ignored obvious warning signs, not because they couldn't see the data, but because their intelligence helped them explain away what they didn't want to believe. They built elaborate models to justify their assumptions instead of questioning them. Intelligence becomes a weapon of self-sabotage. You rationalize instead of reconsidering. You defend your position instead of examining it. The smarter you are, the better you become at convincing yourself you're right when you're catastrophically wrong. But here's where most people misunderstand the problem. They think the solution is more thinking, more analysis, more careful consideration. That's like trying to cure alcoholism with better wine. The thinking isn't the problem. The attachment to being right is. Smart people make bad decisions because they confuse being intelligent with being correct. Intelligence is a tool, but tools can be misused. A scalpel can heal or harm depending on how it's wielded. Your mind works the same way. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows us something fascinating. People with a little knowledge overestimate their expertise, but highly intelligent people do something worse. They assume their intelligence in one area transfers to every area. The brilliant scientist who thinks they understand politics. The successful entrepreneur who believes they know psychology. Intelligence creates blind spots by making you blind to your blind spots. Consider confirmation bias. When you're smart, you don't just seek information that confirms what you believe. You become exceptionally skilled at finding sophisticated reasons why contradictory evidence doesn't matter. You don't ignore facts. You intellectualize them away. Your emotional system drives most of your decisions. But intelligence tricks you into thinking you're being rational when you're actually being emotional with better vocabulary. Fear becomes risk assessment. Anger becomes righteous indignation. Insecurity becomes strategic caution. Same emotions, fancier names. The most dangerous moment isn't when you don't know something. It's when you think you know something but you're wrong. Intelligence amplifies this danger because it makes your wrongness more convincing, especially to yourself. Real wisdom isn't about being smart. It's about being humble enough to question your smartness. It's recognizing that your intelligence is both your greatest asset and your most seductive weakness. The moment you stop questioning your assumptions is the moment your intelligence becomes your prison. Here's the paradox. The smarter you become, the more you need to doubt yourself. Not with crippling insecurity, but with curious skepticism. Intelligence without humility is just sophisticated foolishness. You've just seen the mechanism. The next move is yours. You don't need to shout to be understood. You just need the right space to think clearly. That's what rational depth is. A quiet corner of the internet for intelligent minds. If you felt something here, subscribe. Quietly, thoughtfully.